Hey everybody, welcome back to Overdrive. Today, I'm very pleased to welcome Marcus from Northlane, who is currently on tour in North America. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Yeah, we're about a week into this tour, and it's been a lot of fun so far. It's playing to a bit of a different crowd with the Dayseeker tour, which is good. A lot of new faces, hopefully picking up some new fans along the way.
That's what it's all about. Yeah, I just prior to us kicking this off, we were kind of just having a quick chat about how busy you guys are this summer, but we'll get into that in a second. But I figured the best place to start would be the recently released single Evian that you released. So it just listening to the track, it feels like a significant statement in itself. This song was releasing it without label infrastructure, a deliberate declaration of just where you are at this point in the band's career, and does that freedom change how you are going to be putting music out into the world going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for that, it's kind of allowed us to, really take our time when it comes to putting these songs together, and as we slowly like work on new music, it's nice not to feel the pressure of, a deadline in 3 months or something like that. So we've kind of, since we finished working on, or since we finished Mirror's Edge, our last EP, we've kind of just been slowly chipping away at working on new stuff. And this is kind of the first offering, I guess, of that. So it's been nice to not feel that like we have to have this out in the next 6 months kind of pressure. We've really allowed ourselves to explore all sorts of different stuff in our music, and it's felt very free.
Mm. And just before we get to the track itself, just another question about just the kind of business side of things, I guess. It's great having that creative freedom, but then you've also got the sort of the situation of there's loads of stuff that you have to deal with. There's like, because obviously being an independent, putting things out independently, do you find that that's kind of a pain in the ass, or does it get in the way of the creativity side of stuff, or do you kind of have internal people that work with you independently to do that and just let you and the rest of the guys just kind of keep the roadway clear just to be, I guess, creative, which is essentially what you need to be as a band?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got like a really great team around us of we've got Believe, who is distributes all our music at the moment, which kind of acts in that somewhat of a label position, but more so just to put it out. We've got booking agents all over the world and stuff, and I mean, in the end, Josh, our guitarist, he handles the business side of things, which is really good because I'm not very business savvy when it comes to that kind of stuff. I am very much more on the creative side of things, and
Yeah.
Josh really helps kind of shield us from that a little bit, kind of handles, the heavy lifting on that and fills us in when we need to know what's going on. But we're really grateful that he's able to kind of let us kind of just do our thing in terms of releasing and writing the music, and he kind of handles the rest. So I'm very, very lucky to have him on the team.
Just getting back to this track, yeah, this is a very vulnerable song, like lyrically, and a very, very vulnerable place to write from. At what point does a song like Evian stop feeling, I guess, personal and start feeling like something you're comfortable putting in front of a lot of people?
Not particularly. I think like in the past, I feel like in our music we've dived even deeper into that kind of stuff, and even in a more literal sense. I mean, with Alien, that had a lot of songs that were very personal and very straightforward in what they're saying. They weren't really hiding any of the nitty gritty of what the song is saying. So for me, I think it took some time even after that to feel comfortable, but I think nowadays I'm feeling like in a lot better of a place to do that, and feeling more confident in knowing that putting these feelings and these words out into the world, it's more of a release for me, and hopefully a like something something that people can relate to in their own lives. And to me, that's way more important than feeling like self-conscious about what people might think. And I think people have also grown to expect that kind of thing from us as well, to be a bit more personal and be a bit more, yeah, kind of pull the curtain back on,
Yeah.
some real feelings,
Are you always working from a place where sort of metal and electronic worlds are equally weighted from the start, or does one follow the other?
I think the electronic elements in our music are always like a part of it and pretty integral to the songwriting and where the energy of the where the energy is going. I think the music definitely influences how the vocals are going to come out as well. But it is always a bit different. But I think for us, we've kind of slowly built up our catalog to reflect that electronic side of things. And I think it's just kind of, become a part of the sound. And we've been trying to create something that doesn't lean too far in either direction. There is this kind of perfect balance of the two. And obviously, as we move forward, some songs might lean one direction more than the other. But I think for us, having the integration of the two is really important, and I think is hopefully something that's helping us stand out a little bit. Like, it's always intentional, and it's not just to put a synth line over a chorus or something like that. It's coming from a place of, respecting the origins of those sounds as well, and hopefully bringing it into like a modern kind of context.
This single, like to me, kind of feels like a door opening somewhere new rather than a continuation of the Mirror's Edge sound. And my question is this like a standalone moment, or are we hearing the first real signal of where the next album is going?
It sort of is, but I think this is like quite a experimental kind of song for us, in the sense of its structure. Like, I think it is quite a weirdly structured song, even though it all like blends together real well. I think it is definitely one of the weirder songs that we've done, I think, in terms of its structure. So I'm not sure if it's a perfect representation of where we're headed, but I think the elements there, all of those kind of elements are going to come through in the stuff that's hopefully coming in the future.
Is there another track kind of coming fairly soon, or okay?
Oof, yeah, I don't know if I can say too much on that end.
Yeah, well, let's say that, by just from your reaction there, there's positive things happening, and I think we just need to keep our
We're definitely in the kitchen, but we don't really have anything too solid to kind of lay out there at the moment.
Okay, very good. Okay, so I just want to switch topic for 1 second, just particularly about Australian heavy music at the moment. There's genuinely, like, from my sort of tenure of working in this industry, it is like there's been fantastic bands that have come out of Australia, but there seems to be a real kind of consistent movement now. The likes of, Polaris, Carnival, obviously Parkway Drive, you guys. Do you feel like from inside, does it look like this scene that you have obviously come up through, being from New South Wales, like, does it really feel that there's kind of this real momentum behind it now?
Absolutely, and I think some of those bands you mentioned as well, I'd probably include like Amity in there as well. Like, those are the bands that have kind of put Australia on the map, and like you said, really allowed us to do this as a living. And it's so awesome to still see new bands coming up and still doing something a bit different in their music to really set themselves apart and hopefully take them worldwide. I think for Australian bands, because it is so difficult to get out of there, and it is expensive, and it's taking a risk to travel overseas and see what happens. We really have to be pushing ourselves and be trying to create something unique and new, and I think that shows in a lot of the bands that are coming out of Australia, especially the younger bands. Look at bands like Wind Waker and Ocean Grove and Diamond Construct. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's so many awesome bands coming up, and they're all doing something different and
Very
unique. It's
different.
not
Yeah.
just trying to sound like what came before them. So I think that is also a big part of it. Like we need to fight to get out of the country a little bit.
Mm.
So, and it's cool to see like whenever we go overseas, whether it be in the US, over in the UK and Ireland, it's there's always talk about how Australian bands, there must be something in the water. But for us, it's just like we need to work hard to kind of make it, and I think that shows in a lot of the bands coming out of Australia.
You know, you guys will be over here in August. You're playing in Dublin in the Academy, and then a few days later, that's on August 3rd, and then you're working your way through to Bloodstock Festival and
Mhm.
on to Summer Breeze and stuff like that. So very, very big crowds ahead of you on the open air festival run this August. Um, my question is, the set list that you're playing now on this tour, will that be something that we can kind of expect, or are you planning to change it up or possibly introduce something different, or has that conversation not even happened yet?
We haven't talked about it yet, but I think we were wanting to mix it up a little bit. I think we've been pretty uh, non-stop with, I guess, working on Evian, and we had a bunch of tours back home before we left, and we kind of just ramping up to kind of do a bit of a reset. So I'm hoping once we get over to the UK, we'll be able to kind of mix stuff up a little bit more. We've been kind of playing a very similar set for a while now, and I think we're all kind of ready to mix it up a little bit.
Mm.
We're just trying to find the time to really lock in and make sure it's the right kind of mix of songs, and that it feels different. You know, we don't want to just chuck a couple of songs in, but it's still kind of rotating around the same
Yeah.
feeling of that set. So I think by the time we get over there in August, we'll be kind of messing around with something a bit different.
With the touring and everything that's going on, would it be safe to say that we're looking at 2027 for an album? Like there could be a couple of tracks released between now and the end of the year because it just
Yeah, I'm not particularly sure. If anything, we could be seeing something late at the end of the year, but it could be early next year. Like once again,
yeah.
we're trying not to put the um put any label, any time frame on it, but
It's just
there'll be
like
there'll be something very soon, very soon.
when it's ready, it's ready. You'll know when it's ready. Just like cooking something nice. You gotta let it
100%.
breathe and do its thing. I know that you need to get ready for the show tonight. So I will let you get on with it there. But yeah, listen, thank you so much, Marcus, for talking to Overdrive today. We'll see you in Ireland in August, and definitely at Bloodstock in August as well. So yeah, we look forward to it. But listen, thanks for your time, man. I much appreciate it.
Beautiful. Can't wait. Thanks for having me.